Did you know the average Amazon shopper overspends by more than $275 a year? Just from deals that aren't actually deals at all? Yeah. That's not just a few bad buys. That's the kind of slow financial leak that eats away at your budget without making a sound. That's a week's worth of groceries, a car repair you couldn't afford, or the reason you feel broke by the end of the month, even though you didn't splurge. The truth is, some of Amazon's best-looking offers are built to fool you. They play with urgency. They use fake scarcity. They wrap low-value products in shiny packaging and call it savings. And when money's tight, when every dollar actually matters, falling for those tricks stings harder than ever. So before you click Buy Now again, let's look at what's really going on behind the scenes. These are the 10 Amazon deals that are secretly costing you more, and how to avoid the traps almost no one talks about. And stick around because item number 1, it's the one people brag about buying and almost always regret. 10. Generic Bluetooth earbuds. Last Christmas, my cousin thought he found the perfect score. A flashy deal of the day Bluetooth earbud set, 70% off, tons of glowing reviews, and a sleek design that made it look like something straight out of a premium tech store. He clicked, bought it, felt like a smart shopper for about a week. That's how long it took for one earbud to die completely. The other? It wouldn't stay connected long enough to finish a podcast. The sound was fuzzy, the battery life was a joke, and when he went to return it, there was no customer service, no support, just a dead end. And this happens more often than you think. These no-name earbuds flood Amazon with fake ratings and rock-bottom prices that hide what they really are. Disposable tech pretending to be high-end. They're built to break, not to last. They look convincing enough to get through the return window, but after that, you're stuck. No warranty, no quality, no real savings. Here's the hard truth. Not everything cheap is a bargain. And on Amazon, generic tech is like a lottery ticket. You might win once, but most of the time you're just throwing money away. So if the brand doesn't sound familiar and the deal feels too good to be real, that's your red flag. Don't fall for the packaging. Fall back on common sense. 9. Pod-based coffee makers. That 40 coffee machine looks like a steal. Sleek, compact, promises convenience in every cup. But what most shoppers don't realize is that it locks you into one of the oldest tricks in the book, the pod trap. You're not just buying a coffee maker, you're buying into a system that demands you use their pods, their prices, their rules. And those little capsules, they can cost up to 6 times more per cup than regular ground coffee. Multiply that by a few cups a day, and suddenly your cheap coffee habit is costing more than a Starbucks run. And here's the kicker. Most of these machines won't let you switch brands. You want to try a different roast? Too bad. The machine only reads its own pods, and if you go around the system, you risk breaking it altogether. It's like buying a car that only accepts one brand of gas, and they just raise the price overnight. You're not in control. You're boxed in. It might look convenient on the surface, but when you zoom out, this isn't coffee. It's commitment, and the cost creeps up faster than you realize. This one's sneaky, but stick around, because by the time we hit item 6, things get even more frustrating. 8. Budget printers with expensive ink. It's one of the oldest traps on the shelf, and it still works because it looks so good on paper. A sleek little printer for just $29. Maybe it even comes with a bonus ink cartridge. You pick it up thinking you made a smart move, but the real price doesn't hit until later, when the ink runs out. That's when you realize the refill costs $39 for black and white. Need color too? Now you're pushing $80. That cheap printer? It just turned into a monthly subscription you never signed up for. And no, it's not a mistake. It's by design. It's called the razor and blades model. Give you the machine for next to nothing, then trap you with overpriced refills that only fit their printer. And the worst part? They've programmed these things to reject generic cartridges. Try saving money, and you get an error message, a blinking red light, or worse, a printer that refuses to work at all. You're not buying convenience. You're buying into a closed system where every refill is a reminder that you don't own the machine, it owns you. This isn't just frustrating. It's financially exhausting. You end up paying 2, 3, even 4 times the original cost just to keep it running. And for what? To print out school forms or return labels? There are smarter options out there, like refillable tank models. Yeah, they cost more upfront, but they're designed to save you in the long run. Because if a $29 printer sounds too good to be true, it's because it is. You're not saving. You're signing up to bleed money one cartridge at a time. 7. Weak cordless vacuums. At first glance, a cordless vacuum under 80 feels like a dream. Lightweight, space-saving, and affordable. It seems like the kind of practical buy every budget-conscious home needs. You imagine breezing through the house, cleaning up messes in seconds. But the moment you try it on anything tougher than lint or a stray crumb, the illusion falls apart. The suction is weak, the battery drains in minutes, and it struggles to do the one thing it was built for, actually clean. You end up spending more time charging the thing than using it. One reviewer said, "It only works if you spill feathers on hardwood." That's not a joke. That's a warning. It's frustrating, it's time-wasting, and it's exactly the kind of product that feels cheap for a reason. And by the time it fails, which it will, you're either outside the return window or too tired to deal with it. So you let it sit in the closet dead while you go out and spend money on a real vacuum, the one you should have bought in the first place. It's a classic case of short-term savings turning into long-term regret. And when your time, effort, and money are already stretched thin, this kind of false bargain hits harder than most. So here's the truth. If it can't handle pet hair, carpet corners, or crumbs under the couch, it's not a deal. It's a distraction. 6. Cheap smartwatches. This one stings because they really do look good, sleek, modern, packed with features. And when you see one for $30, it feels like a steal. You imagine it tracking your steps, syncing your messages, maybe even making you feel a little more in control. But then the problems start. The screen lags. The touch response is slow. It disconnects from your phone when you need it most. And after a few weeks, the battery barely lasts a day, if it turns on at all. And good luck getting help when it breaks. There's no customer support, no warranty that actually honors anything. Just an inbox full of automated replies, if you even get that. What you're left with is a cheap plastic band and a blank screen. Basically a digital paperweight with a strap. And hey, if you've made it this far in the video, you're clearly not just scrolling through life. You're paying attention. You care about how your money's being spent. That already puts you ahead of the crowd. So do yourself a favor. Hit that like button if you've ever been burned by something that looked like a good deal but wasn't. And subscribe to Frugal Daily for more honest, no-nonsense breakdowns just like this. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to help you buy smarter, not just cheaper. Now, item 5 is the one I warn my own friends about all the time. Because it looks safe, but it's built on lies. 5. Products with fake reviews. It's one of the easiest traps to fall into. You're scrolling through Amazon, you find a product that looks great, and the reviews? 5 stars. Thousands of them. You think, well, this many people can't be wrong. But what most shoppers don't realize is that those reviews can be completely manufactured. Some sellers use bots. Others pay people to leave glowing feedback in exchange for free products. They even upload fake photos to make the item seem better than it is. You're not reading honest opinions. You're reading marketing in disguise. I learned the hard way. I bought a blender that had over 1,000 5-star reviews. It looked solid, well-rated, and reasonably priced. When it showed up, the box was beat up, the base was cracked, and it barely had the power to blend a banana. It sputtered, shook, and then died in under a week. That's when I started digging. And found out most of the reviews were posted within 48 hours of each other, with the same grammar mistakes and fake-looking usernames. Now, I don't buy anything without checking it through tools like FakeSpot, and honestly, I wish I'd done it sooner. Because you can't trust stars anymore. You have to trust patterns. And if something looks too perfect, that's exactly when you need to dig deeper. 4. Lightning deals with hidden flaws. They flash across the screen with countdowns, bold fonts, and limited-time-only banners. Lightning deals. They're designed to trigger one thing: urgency. You see that ticking clock, a big discount, and your brain says, act now or lose out. But here's the dirty little secret. Some sellers quietly inflate the original price before the sale even begins, just to make the discount look bigger. It's not a deal, it's a performance. It's like walking into a store where everything's 50% off. But yesterday, those same items were already half that price. They're banking on one thing, that you won't stop to check. Because when the timer's ticking, logic goes out the window. You skip the research. You forget to check the seller. You don't read the reviews. And that's how a low-quality, overhyped product ends up in your cart. And in your house. Amazon doesn't always vet these sellers. That job falls on you. So before you click, slow down. Look at the brand. Read the most recent reviews. Not just the 5-star ones, but the angry ones with photos. Because when the pressure's high, mistakes get expensive. And no discount is worth the regret that shows up in a brown box 2 days later. 3. Third-party items with poor warranty. Here's something most shoppers still don't realize. Not everything on Amazon is actually sold by Amazon. And that's where the real danger hides. It all looks the same on the surface. Clean listings, fast shipping, customer ratings. But scroll down just a little and you might see something that changes everything. Sold by third-party seller, that one line? It can be the difference between getting help and getting completely ignored. My neighbor learned this the hard way. He bought a patio heater. Decent price, solid reviews, quick shipping. 2 weeks in, it stopped working. He contacted Amazon, expecting a quick resolution. But instead, they told him to reach out to the seller directly. The seller never responded. Weeks went by, and he was left with a $150 hunk of metal and no way to get his money back. No warranty, no refund, no accountability. Just silence. This happens more often than you think. And not just with big-ticket items. It could be headphones, kitchen appliances, or even kids' toys. If it's not clearly labeled, ships from and sold by Amazon, you need to slow down and read the fine print twice. Because once that product breaks, you'll find out very quickly that Amazon's return policy only goes so far. And third-party sellers don't always play fair. And if you think that's bad, just wait. The next one is a trap almost every Prime member walks right into. 2. Subscribe and save. Without the saving on paper, it sounds like a genius move. Amazon's Subscribe and Save program. Set it once, forget it, and save 5%, maybe even 15% if you bundle a few items together. It feels smart, efficient. Automated savings for products you already use. But behind that promise, there's a quiet trap that drains your money in slow motion. Here's what most shoppers don't realize. Amazon can, and often does, raise the price of your subscribed items between shipments. You still get your 5% or 15% off, but it's 15% off a higher price. So what started as a deal turns into a silent overcharge, and most people never even notice. You get the box. You assume the price stayed the same. Meanwhile, the cost creeps up month by month, eating into your budget without ever triggering an alert. And it gets worse. The system counts on you forgetting. Amazon knows most people won't check, won't cancel, won't notice until it's too late. That's not convenience. That's a psychological trick built on autopilot spending. So here's the move. Subscribe for the first delivery if it's worth it, then cancel immediately after. Set a reminder. Take control back. Because letting automation run your wallet is like leaving your fridge open overnight. The waste adds up while you're not even looking. 1. Amazon's choice doesn't always mean best choice. This one stings the most because it feels personal. We've all seen that little black badge, Amazon's choice. It shows up right at the top of the search results, bold and official looking. And without thinking twice, you trust it. You assume it means quality, that someone, somewhere, vetted this product for performance, reliability, and value. But here's the uncomfortable truth. That badge? It's not earned. It's assigned. Automatically. Based on sales volume, keyword matches, and sometimes, who paid the most to show up first? I learned this lesson the hard way. I bought an Amazon's Choice USB charger. Sleek design, great reviews, sounded like a safe bet. 2 days later, it overheated and nearly fried my phone. No brand support. No warranty. Just a worthless sticker and a near disaster. When I looked deeper, I realized this wasn't a fluke. It was happening to tons of other people who trusted the badge instead of the product. And here's the kicker. Amazon's choice doesn't mean best. It means popular, or profitable, or fast-moving. Not safe, not long-lasting, not worth your money. One Redditor nailed it when they said, Amazon's choice just means you'll regret it faster. And they weren't wrong. Look, this isn't just about spending less. It's about spending smarter. Because let's be honest, companies like Amazon make it way too easy to think we're getting a deal when we're really just getting played. And the only way to beat that game is to stay informed, stay alert, and buy with your eyes wide open. So let me ask you, what's the worst deal you ever fell for on Amazon? Drop it in the comments. You never know who you might help avoid the same trap. And hey, if this video hit home, smash that like button, subscribe to Frugal Daily, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. We break this stuff down every week so smart shoppers like you can stay one step ahead. And if this opened your eyes, wait till you see what employees are saying about TJ Maxx. Click right here to watch Never Buy These 7 Items at TJ Maxx. Employees reveal why. Item 2 shocked me the most. And I'm betting you've bought it before. Seriously, if you shop smart, you need to see this one.